Your Excellency, Mr. Tran Tuan An, Minister of Industry and Trade of Vietnam, Excellencies, fellow ministers, Your Excellency, Mr. Hidetoshi Nishimura, President of IRIA, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning and warm greetings from Brunei Darussalam. I'm honored to be delivering this keynote address at the 3rd East Asia Energy Forum. Congratulations to His Excellency Mr. Tran Tuan An and Mr. Hidetoshi Nishimura for hosting this year's 3rd East Asia Energy Forum and bringing us together despite the circumstances we're in. I pray that everyone is staying safe during these times. Discussing the role of carbon capture, utilization and storage is most timely. The region and the globe are addressing the daunting challenge of reducing global greenhouse gas emissions for climate action. We are mindful that the United Nations Environment Programme's 2019 emissions gap report indicated that by 2030, emissions would need to be 25% lower than in 2018 to limit global warming to below 2 degrees. The effects of climate change are far-reaching. Being positioned on the coast of an island, Brunei Darussalam remains vulnerable to rising sea levels and changes in weather patterns. Thus, efforts to stem the tide and building a low-carbon future are important to us. While carbon emissions have declined due to low energy demand in the face of COVID-19 pandemic, we should not underestimate their rebound. We support the regional and global efforts towards increasing the share of renewable energy and the pursuit of decarbonization. Nonetheless, we continue to be mindful of balancing this with regional energy needs, with socio-economic development and the growing ASEAN population. Carbon capture, utilization and storage, and carbon recycling offer an opportunity to decarbonize the value chain in a sustainable and efficient manner. For countries like Brunei Darussalam and our fellow ASEAN member states, fossil fuels will remain a key source of energy for meeting upcoming energy demand growth. They continue to be vital as they are affordable, reliable, and accessible to support the goal of inclusive access to energy throughout ASEAN. Carbon recycling technologies are not new, but have undergone enhancements over the years. They have been gaining traction since 2017 with the growing adoption of CCUS across the United States of America, Europe, and Asia. If plans for over 30 new integrated CCUS facilities are realized, the International Energy Agency estimates that global carbon capture capacity will more than triple to around 130 million tons of carbon dioxide per year. These present a practical alternative for decarbonizing power generation, industry, and other sectors. At the same time, it is an economic opportunity to channel and reformulate carbon emissions into usable materials and resources. Given the ASEAN region's strategy to fulfill growing energy demand through natural gas as the cleanest fossil fuel option, among others, CCUS can be critical to the success of a greener energy future within the region. Brunei Darussalam's climate change policy was launched earlier this year. A central theme is the reduction of carbon emissions from the power and industrial sectors, which form the main contributors of the nation's emissions. The deployment of CCUS to potentially cut our carbon dioxide emissions from these sectors is being actively explored. As an oil and gas producing nation, we know too well of carbon emissions released from venting and flaring activities in oil and gas production. In addition, we are a gas-powered nation. While we are able to sequester the majority of carbon emissions through our forests, which cover over 70% of the nation, we want to continue to improve on this. Hence, we are hopeful that CCUS deployment will support efforts to reduce emissions to as low as reasonably possible. CCUS can also go hand in hand with other upcoming alternative sources of energy to facilitate the clean production of energy. At the moment, Brunei Darussalam is also in cooperation with Japan in a global hydrogen supply chain demonstration project. As part of this pilot project, hydrogen energy produced in Brunei is transported via conventional shipping for use in Japan. Currently, our hydrogen is derived from natural gas, which means that the hydrogen is not entirely clean. Hydrogen, being a versatile energy carrier, can support decarbonization of various sectors. There are existing hurdles to overcome, such as cost and infrastructure for its widespread deployment. However, once it takes off, CCUS can be a means of greening our energy production and provide an opportunity to bring low-carbon hydrogen to the market. We support the call for innovative, disruptive technologies in CCUS and carbon recycling. Potential collaborators are welcome to explore commercial and R&D opportunities in the development and deployment of carbon recycling technology in Brunei Darussalam. We seek to position Brunei Darussalam as a carbon sink in ASEAN to support the urgent call to address climate challenges. CCUS solutions are becoming more commercially viable. We look forward to ongoing efforts to build a conducive regulatory environment that spurs private sector investments in this field. This will bring us closer to the realization of net zero emissions and a circular economy with minimal waste. Ladies and gentlemen, dialogue among ASEAN member states and other strategic partners will continue to play a key role in the future of CCUS and carbon recycling. As a regional partners, we are in a position to continue exchanges to discuss incentives and policies towards encouraging an emerging CCUS industry. Brunei Darussalam stands ready to work with interested international and regional counterparts to accelerate the development and realization of this field. Thank you very much.